Here we have a new 2026 GMC Canyon. We get that standard crew cab configuration. This one comes in the elevation trim level, 2-wheel drive model here. Volcanic red tint coat is the paint. And then we have jet black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of that standard 2.7 liter Turbo Max 4-cylinder engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And this right here is really doing it for me today. Front end here we have our LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights. And especially with these black wheels out in this red, I mean, that thing has a stance to it. You get that standard 2-inch lift on the elevation. And this is just a crazy spec right here. Whoever built this, good job. Down here, these are gonna be 18-inch gloss black aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front. Love the running boards on this one. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls are here, power mirror controls. We do have blind spot monitors. We have express down on 3 windows, and the driver's side gets 1 touch up and down. Bottle holder there. And sorry in advance for the wind noise if that's coming through. Trailer brake controller, hood release. We get a manual tilt steering wheel and telescope. All-weather mats here as well. And then here's the manual driver's seat 6-way, so we can pump the seat back up or down, seat bottom up or down, seat back, forward and back, and then we can push the seat bottom forward and back as well. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. Takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so this is how I fit back here. Not terrible for a truck like this, what I expect from this, the Tacoma, the Frontiers, the Rangers. The seat back pocket on that side, I just burned my back on the seat belt. Rear AC vents here, a USB-C, USB-A charge port, and a 3-prong household plug-in down below. Bottle holders, and there's a view of the front from back here. And the child locks are on, so break myself out of here. Now for the child locks, that's the lock position there, unlock there. Now you can see that that seat's folded up on the passenger side, but I'm gonna show you how we can fold it up and put it back. Pull up on this lever here. You have to use 2 hands, so I'm having to use my knee here. That locks into place. You see that exposes the storage, and then you can just let it down pretty easily. Fuel filler there. And as we come around to the back end here, nice look on the tail lamps here. Not full LED, but still I like what I see here. Easy let down tailgate, 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in there. Love having the spray on bed liner. And there's a tow hitch, spare tire, exhaust. And then to the rear passenger side, fold that down. Lower anchors for the car seats are right there. And if you need a top tether, hook that in there. Now front passenger seat, manual 4-way, so seat back can be controlled there. Seat bottom here, glove compartment. And now to the window sticker. You all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. But this one stickers for $44,365. We have the convenience package, that red tint coat, the side steps, the bed liner, the floor liners. So that's how you go from $38,900 to $44,365 with the destination charge. And just a fun fact, these destination charges have been going up. I mean, everything's going up, but that's the first time I remember seeing a 2 in front of the destination charge. So that just goes to show how much attention I've been paying. And back to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. There's that 2.7 liter turbo 4. And then we're gonna show off the blinkers. So I love it even on the elevation because we get LED lights on all the Canyons, that we still have that nice look there, as opposed to the Colorados where you get a basic trim and you don't have any LEDs. But front end here, or back to the driver's seat, excuse me, we have a leather wrap steering wheel. There's the horn. I like how easy it is to grip in different places, and I like the overall design. Over here to the radio, we get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, Google News. We have access to Google Maps as well, and you get all that through the Google Assistant system if you want to pay for that subscription. Vehicle status is here. You can click on the animation to see different things, or just go through the submenus. That's easier. Your headlamps, you have a shortcut up here, and then if you hit the controls tab down here, that pulls up the auto high beams, the fog lights, the window lockout, and all of that. Now I like this menu here. The off-road kind of shows you G, steering angle, pitch, roll, tire pressure monitors, all of that. So it's pretty neat. And there's, look at the backup camera there. And for your settings, go in here, you get your vehicle settings, which include team driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive. And then your system settings, which include your language you can change, as well as your units of measurement there. And then climate controls, you get dual zone automatic. You can either use the screen or you have buttons and knobs down below. Adjust that fan speed, temperature on either side, cut the whole system on or off. And then below that, you have your tow haul mode. You can activate auto stop toggle, hazards, lane keeping system. You have an aux switch as well if you want to hook something up to that. But a USB-C and USB-A duo, you can wire directly to the radio. Storage pad for that, well, for a device while it's plugged in here. Now for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull on the lever, reverse to neutral drive. Your limiter's there, and then in that low gear, you can toggle what gear you're in, and it'll tell you in the bottom part of the gauge cluster where you are between those 8 gears there. And then your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Bottle holders here. Center console cubby space with a removable tray. And then as we look to the back seat, you do get a manual sliding rear window. So you just pull that little tab on the right and you slide it one way or the other to open or shut it. OnStar's up here. Now, love the vanity mirror. What's crazy is we get these nicer looking lights in the vanity mirror, but we still have all like dim yellow lights everywhere else. But okay, just interesting. Left side stock blinkers, high beams, and then intermittent wipers are there. Push in there for the fluid. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can toggle our track list or radio station favorites. And behind on the right side, volume up, volume down. Cruise control, you can activate that there. Cancel, set your speed, adjust the gap for the forward collision alert by hitting that. And then voice recognition, audio sources, we can go through those. And then when applicable, we can use this to scroll down. And then mute, Bluetooth there. This goes through the gauge faces. You just push that and you have, I think, 5 or 6 options on what you can see. So there's quite a bit. Push button starts right there. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 GMC Canyon Elevation out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Canyon here, first of all, I just love the look of this Elevation. I love this volcanic red. I love how it pairs with the gloss black wheels, the running boards. It's just a really nice build here. It looks very nice. But then just having the 2-inch lift on top of that, this being the more inexpensive option, I think it's a good way to go if you're looking for something like this. Now it's a 2-wheel drive model, but if you don't need 4-wheel drive, you don't need 4-wheel drive. You just want a truck to have one, this is the way to go. You still have the bed. You still have somewhat of a usable setup here, even if you don't have 4-wheel drive. I'm gonna try to give myself some space here Gonna give it a quick pull. Well, no, I'm not. Never mind. It's the perks of doing this at rush hour. I've been here too long. That's how I can tell. When I've been here all day, or when I've been working all day, is when I can't do an acceleration pull because there are cars riding my bumper and there are cars in front of me that don't want to go. But a big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But honestly, ride quality is not bad. I'm trying to give myself a wider angle here to kind of show you all the truck. But I mean, it's pretty good in the driving dynamics and how it feels, how it rides, all of that. Now, when you look at all that you get with this package, it makes it feel like it's actually worth the money a bit more than just looking at it. I mean, the volcanic red really makes this pop. The wheels really make you see the off-roadness of it all. And it's a nice truck if you're in this segment. I'm going to try to give it a pull. Again, there's cars all around me, but I'm going to try to get a decent pull coming out of this corner here. Here we go. That's about all I got. Wait, I might get another try. All right, this will be better. Here we go. So, I mean, it gets up to speed relatively well. I wouldn't call it quick or fast. You can tune these and you get a bit more power out of them, but you know, stock, they're really meant to be as efficient as possible. And that's, you know, it's not really saying a lot. It's not like you're getting 30 miles a gallon with a pickup truck, but the city mileage on these is good compared to the V6s that are outgoing on the 22 models and before. And you might be able to hear it's relatively quiet in here, even though the interstate's right next to me. I have cars driving past. Not overly loud in here, which is good, again, I think, for a truck in this segment. But in this elevation trim, it's a two-wheel drive again, so if you want four-wheel drive, you're paying a bit more money. But if I were to buy a truck, this is how I like to spec my stuff out. I don't do a lot of off-roading. I don't even do a lot of towing. So if I can just have a bed to pick up stuff that I find on Facebook Marketplace, I'll be fine. That's what I look for when I'm looking at a truck. Now, I've had two Toyota Tundras. One had four-wheel drive, leather, and tow package and all that stuff. I didn't use any of that stuff. I might have used the four-wheel drive twice, and that's just because I had it. But having a truck like this, especially if you're going to be using it mostly for commuting, it's a good way to go as opposed to maybe getting a full-size pickup, especially if you get a V8 that's thirstier. You're having all this power for no reason for the most part, but all depends on what you're looking for in a truck. All that being said, really like this one, and this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 GMC Canyon in the elevation trim level.